Hi all, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Let's start rebooting work using Uipath. As I promised earlier, so I will help you with modification with the dispatcher. Instead of a bulk queue item, so we'll help you with the add queue items and to add some modification, so condition over there, so that we can upload only a W5 item into the queue. So let's go to the orchestrator. So as we already done with the bulk queue, right? So let me go to the studio. So we have used bulk queue, so which help us to add the all 91 items into the queue, correct? So what actually like everyone is asking actually, so why not we can add only the W5 item into the queue? Yeah, we can do that. So we'll help you with the certain modifications which can be done in the add queue items. So how to filter those items only a W5 and just need to upload into the queue. So let me launch the ACME site and then we can check those. Yep, let me log in this. So inside this work item, so we'll be having all our work items which is added to the queue, right? So what we can do now, so we can just instead of the bulk queue, we can make some modification as we promised. So let me comment out this, or we can remove this one. Okay, so we can use a two kind of approach. Like we can use a for each, and then we can apply if condition. You can do in that way. Okay, so another way which is very easy, which is a filter data table. Okay, so this filter data table will help you to filter the particular items which you needed. Okay, or else one more way we have to give like for each, and then we have to make a if condition. In that way we can do that. So this is a easy way to filter out the data which you needed. So here you can enter the value which is extract data table, and then so output data table. So what are the output will be filtered. So we can just make a control K and then we can make filtered table. Okay, let me make it very simple. So keep, so what column as actually we need to keep, and what we should remove. So we have to opt any of one, so which need to be kept or like which need to be removed. So anything we have to keep over there, we have to apply the condition as well in this. So what we can do, we can just directly go to the Excel file. Okay, just click on OK, just go to the Excel file. Okay, or else you can do one more thing. So you can just go to the site. So we are going to segregate with the help of type, correct? Just copy this type. Okay, make a double quotes type. So if type is equal to W5, right? It's only W5. W5. Okay. So what actually it will do? So you are passing the entire values, which means those 91 values you are going to pass here. Okay. So it will apply a condition which is type is equal to W15. Okay, WI5. Only this particular data will be stored, which will be kept. Other all things will be removed automatically. Okay, so we can get those sorted data in the filter table variable. Okay, so this is the thing. So just click on OK and then click save. So this is a very easy method. So otherwise you can use a for each and then you can apply if condition. So using those way also you can filter. So basically to filter data there is several ways actually. So you can use a link queue, or you can use a filter data table, or else you can like a traditional way which you can follow a for each under that if condition. So any of the way will works here. Okay. So what you can do, you can create a Excel file for us. Okay, so that we can check like what are the data has been captured. So you can easily find over there. Okay, so let me make a double quotes work item list. Let me name it as work item list dot xlx. Perfect, right? The sheet name will be work items. And then what is the data table? So filter table. So why not extract here? So this is the sorted data, okay, which we have now. And don't forget to mark the add headers. Okay, that's it, right? So what I have done, you didn't change much actually here. Okay, so you are going to filter those data. So we can just check in Excel first, and then we can push this value to the queue now. Okay, So let me save this. Before that, just go here and log out the ACMA site. Okay, just go here. Okay, so as a suggestion, you can do the maximize window also here. Perfect. So let me close this and let me run this. So that you will be getting an Excel file. After that, we can just easily we can add those values into the queue. So that will be not a big deal actually. So since we have already a sorted data, directly we can use a bulk queue also. So like we can use a bulk queue or add queue. So how we are optimizing the data? See, in this case, you can directly use a bulk queue. So because only you after the filtration, you will be having only the W5ID data. Okay, you can use the same bulk queue concept now in a better way now. Got it right? So otherwise, what you have to do? You have to go to the generic method, so which is for each. Okay, then if condition inside that. So if condition, you have to use the activity which is called as add queue. So which help you to add the particular sorted out item datas. Okay, so either way works here actually. So like we have to decide in which way we are going to which way you are going to push the data. Before in prior that you have to think about the logic. So what are the extraction sorting way we are going to carry it out here. So it is capturing each and every data. So let's wait for a minute so that it will get capture all the data. Once it is captured, so it will make a filter only the WFID types. So based upon that, it will keep those data in the spreadsheet. So let's wait for a minute. So it is capturing the data from the ACME side. So as like everyone is requested, so I was just posting this since yeah, it will also save the time. So you don't need to read all the data. So 91 data. So only we need a WID, right? So yeah, that's why we have come up with this one. So yeah, it has captured all the data. I guess it is started filtering the WFID items. Okay. So once it is find only the WFID items, then it will be wrote in the Excel. So let's wait for a minute to get it filtered and write in an Excel. hmm So I guess the execution is completed now. Let me go here. Yep. So there is a spreadsheet. We can find that which is work item list. So we can just open and check whether only W5 items are segregated. Yep. So you can something called as W5 items are segregated, right? So one more thing you can do in a filter data table. So you can see something called as action column, right? So this action column is not needed. So since it does not have any data, so you might be thinking like it is not needed, right? So you can eliminate those as well. So how you can eliminate? So you can just make a remove. Okay, the output column which you need to remove. Okay, and then just copy this name. Okay, just give double quotes and give this one. So in this way you can eliminate the columns which you not needed. Okay, actually. So in this way also you can use a filter data table. So you if you are making your data so fine, okay, so like so fine and tuned, so no need to use the add queue item. Okay, you can directly go ahead and use the bulk queue item. Okay, that is the way of extracting, like sorting out the data. So which help you to avoid such a scenarios to iterate each and every time add the items using the add queue item. So if you have a fine set of data, they can directly go ahead and use the bulk queue item. Okay, so like likewise you can sort it out your data and you can use either of the options to go ahead and add the data into the queue. Okay, so yeah, so we have in an Excel also, right? So what you can do now, so we can make a bulk queue item, the same bulk queue item. Okay, so we have already here, right? So let me control E, just go here, restore here. Okay, perfect. So just change the data table name, which is filter data table. Perfect, right? So one more thing I have added changes here, which is output column. Remove what I just going to remove, actions, right? Perfect. Just save this one. Okay. Just remove this Excel as well, so that we'll be getting updated Excel. Okay, perfect. Just try to remove this one. Delete. Exactly same. Yeah, save this one. And then one more thing, just try to follow. Just clear the old data which is in the queue. Okay, just go to the orchestrator queue. Okay, so let me delete this queue. So instead of like going to each and every item, so deleting, just delete this queue and add a new queue item in the same name. Okay, so that will also work here. Just go here, same name, add. Okay, this is a empty queue name, right? So this particular queue does not have any value now, as of now. So what actually we have done? So since you are requested like only to add the W item, so I have come up with an idea which is called as filter data table, which help you to extract only the WID items. Okay, and those items will be put into the queue. So you can use the filter data table which help you to remove the columns which is not needed and with the row which you're particularly looking into. Okay, so you can apply the filters over here. Okay, so yeah, so I guess everything is perfect, right? Yeah, so we can just run once again. Just log out and then run once again. Okay, let me close this, let me save and let me debug. Perfect. So now we will be, all the items will be added into the queue as well as we will have a copy of Excel. So and remind one more thing. So you will be not having the column which is named as action. Since it does not have any data, so we are going to remove, right? So I just removed that, and then I have just added into the queue as well as into the like Excel file. Yeah. So let me wait for some time so that it will get login and then it will enter the password. So once it has entered everything, so it will go to the work item. So it will start extracting the same steps which is repeating. But here, so we have added one more criteria in the filter data table, which is we does not need a column which is named as action. So that will not be uploaded into the queue as well as right into the Excel. So let wait for a few more minutes so that it get extracted and apply the filter and then as well as uploaded in the queue. Let's watch for some times. So it's extracting the data. So these are the possibilities way which you can make your dispatcher in a better performance. So like if you not need a particular item which is need to be added, so you can make a fine tune like this. So once I have done with this, so I will just go. I'll just give a walkthrough like what actually we have covered from in RE framework playlist. Okay, I'll just give a recap, a small quick recap, so that you will be have a good touch with these things. So it has extracted all the data. So it is uploading into the queue, I guess, and then so it will write to the Excel as well. So let's wait for a few minutes so that we can get an Excel as well. So it is uploading, I guess. Hmm. Let's wait for a few more minutes. Yep, I guess it is done, right? Perfect. Just save here. Just click on refresh. You can get your work item Excel as well as just go here into the orchestrator. Just click on three dots and view transaction. So here you can see something called as WAD description type actions status, right? So the action is not there. Sorry, the action is not there. You can see only WAD description type status and data. So the action is has been removed. So likewise, you can use your filter data table activities. So and then so these particular items has been added into the queue as well. So we can see here, right? So only how many items is added? Can just change here. Only 11 items has been added. Okay, so we can check here as well. So how many items is there? So in total 11 items. So only 11 W5 items which is there, WI5 items. Okay. So what is the problem statement which you are doing? So just log into ACME, like type input password, and then so it will be based on a centralized dashboard from the particular dashboard. So for each WID types. Okay. So only we are extracting WID types and we are just uploading into the queues, right? And then we have opened the ACME site as well. Perfect. Right till now these steps. So we are perfect. So we have prepared two kind of dispatcher. So which is we can add the entire items, okay, entire item in the queue, and then based upon that we can if it is not a W5 ID, we can make it as a business exception, and we can kick off that particular transaction. Or else while we are uploading into the queue itself, we can make a filter and we can upload only the W5 items. So both the ways works, but the second way will be more efficient since it's a lots of time consuming. So you can see only 11 items has been added, so which going to be used. Okay, in this way you can make a fine tune and you can add the items into the queue as well. So let me, as I said, let me give you a quick recap. Let me go to the home, so and we can open the RE framework. Okay, what we have developed. So I guess you are very clear about the dispatcher, right? So what are the two ways how you can fine tune? So if you want to make a fine tune, also you can fine tune. So if the business is saying we need to upload all the item into the queue, you can do that, and then you can make a other which is not in scope. You can make these items as a business exception. So if they are saying like yeah, you can add only the item which is needed, means you can just apply this filter and you can add the only item which is needed for you. So okay, let me open the RD framework which you are building. So you can see here, this is the steps, right? We are following actually. So start step, reading the data and adding the queue. So adding queue, so we have done in a two ways. Okay, without filtration and with filtration. So I guess you will be familiar with this two method now. So your dispatcher is done, right? So which is added into the queue. So in performer also we have discussed a couple of things, which is nothing but init all settings, in kill all applications, as well as init all applications. So which help you to launch the application which is needed for the processes, right? So what are the things we are discussed and init all application? So how to launch ACME side, how to launch the SHA-1 side, as well as the second thing which we are discussed is get item from the queue. Okay, in get item from the queue, what actually we have discussed? So how the items has been taken from the queue, right? So with the help of get transaction item, so it is getting one by one item from the queue and start processing. So right, so it got an item from the queue and then it will go to the new transaction state. It will process the item. If it does not have, once the total 11 item has been processed, it will mention that there is no data and it will move to the end state, right? So we have discussed on last video that so how the get transaction state will works, right? So there is a couple of states which has been which has been used for get transaction data. So yeah, so it has been surrounded by the try catch. So yeah, we have just provided a orchestrator queue name, so which we have mentioned generic already over there. So let me open the config file. So yeah, in config file, so we have mentioned the asset name, so which will be used in the init all application to launch our particular sites. And then so yeah, we have used the ACME credential, which is used in the credentials parts. So app to kill, which will be used in the kill all applications, right? So these are the steps which are carried out now. So in upcoming videos, so will help you with the process transaction. So how to get a particular transaction, how to work on that. So how to mark a successful business system exception. So how the next, so if you are facing application exception, how it will be relaunching the application. So those we can discuss on a next session. Thanks for watching. Happy learning. Have a good day.